there anybody else that signed up?
Yes, sir. Mr. Mark Egger.
Please come forward, state your name and address.
I'm Mark Egger, and my address is 721 Campbell Circle in Front Royal. On May 18, 2017, a break-in at the EDA offices was reported to the Front Royal Police Department. On June 15, 2017, a break-in at the residence of the executive director of the EDA was reported to the Warren County Sheriff's Office. Numerous facts point to the conclusion that both break-ins were staged. Reputable people in this community have come to this conclusion. Let me state this again. Numerous facts point to the conclusion that both break-ins were staged. Now, on June 23, 2017, the EDA board illegally went into closed meeting to discuss the investigation of the Front Royal Police Department into the break-in at the EDA offices. This closed meeting was in violation of the state FOIA law. I have here an advisory opinion from the Virginia FOIA Council, which is a state agency. I have copies here for each of you if you're interested in reading it. I will read the pertinent conclusion. Quote, "This topic, the investigation regarding the EDA office building, does not appear to fall within any of the exemptions cited for the June 23, 2017 closed meeting. More broadly, there does not appear to be any exemption within FOIA that would allow closed meetings to be held to discuss police investigations generally. Given that the letter indicates that the investigation was discussed during the closed meeting, that the topic of the investigation was not identified as a subject in the motion to convene the closed meeting, and that there is no general exemption for the discussion of police investigations, it would appear that this discussion was not proper for a closed meeting." End quote. The letter that this advisory opinion of the Virginia FOIA Council refers to, in the quote that I just read, is a July 17, 2017 letter from the EDA board signed by EDA Chairman Greg Drescher to the acting police chief of the Front Royal Police Department. The letter reads as follows, quote, this is the entire letter. "The Board of Directors of the Economic Development Authority discussed during closed session the investigation regarding the EDA office building that is currently being conducted by the Front Royal Police Department. The EDA hired a private investigator to assist in the investigation, and we are now requesting that the Front Royal Police Department put the investigation on inactive status." This is how we know about the illegal closed meeting. I have copies of that letter if you would like to have it. Let me read that again. Quote, "The Board of Directors of the Economic Development Authority discussed during closed session the investigation regarding the EDA office building that is currently being conducted by the Front Royal Police Department. The EDA hired a private investigator to assist in the investigation, and we are now requesting that the Front Royal Police Department put the investigation on inactive status." So in addition to an illegal closed meeting, we also have obstruction of justice since the EDA board violated State Code 18.2-460A, which says, "If any person without just cause knowingly obstructs any law enforcement officer in the performance of his duties, he shall be guilty of a Class 1 misdemeanor." Now, I can assure you that if a peasant like me had told the Front Royal Police Department to stop a criminal investigation, there would be hell to pay. But the EDA board gets a free pass. And the Front Royal Police Department did stop their investigation after receiving this letter, although it was later reopened according to the town attorney. The results of that Front Royal Police investigation were turned over to the Commonwealth's attorney on December 4th, 2017, according to the town attorney. No charges have been filed in the 2.5 months since the Commonwealth's attorney has had the results of the Front Royal Police investigation. In less than 3 months, the statute of limitations will come into play, and no one will be able to be charged in the break-in including anyone who may have staged it. In the other break-in at the residence of the executive director of the EDA, the Warren County Sheriff's Office says they are, quote, waiting for lab results. It is now 8 months after the reported break-in. In less than 4 months, no one will be able to be charged in this case either. And interestingly enough, the sheriff is also the business partner of the executive director of the EDA. These actions of the EDA board, illegal closed meetings and obstructing a police investigation, exhibit a profound lack of judgment on the part of the EDA board. And I haven't even mentioned the numerous shady deals they've made in recent years. At your Board of Supervisors June 6, 2017 meeting, when two of you questioned the current chairman of the EDA board and the executive director about one of these shady deals, they refused to answer your questions. They basically gave you the middle finger. And at their next EDA board meeting on June 23, 2017, were praised by other members of the EDA board for doing so. The disrespect shown to you two supervisors by these actions is unbelievable. And yet, they just keep getting reappointed every 4 years. Now, I realize you, the Board of Supervisors, have no control over what the sheriff or the Commonwealth Attorney do or do not do. However, you do have authority over the EDA, and you all need to get control of this rogue EDA. You all are responsible for appointing the EDA board. First, you need to clean house. You need to remove this entire EDA board and appoint new board members. The state code allows you to do this. 15.2-4904, a member of the Board of Directors of the authority may be removed from office upon unanimous vote of the Board of Supervisors. Second, you need to interview the candidates for board positions. For years, you have appointed EDA board members without interviewing anyone. This is unconscionable. It's
Are you
absurd.
coming to a conclusion soon?
Yes, just a minute more.
Thank you.
It is absurd that you appoint members to the EDA board without ever interviewing a single candidate. Third, when you interview candidates for EDA board positions, you should do it in open meeting. There is no law that requires you to go into closed meeting to do this. The people who elected you would like to know how and why you appoint a person to the EDA board. The people who elected you would like to know the reasoning behind appointing and reappointing a person who owes tens of thousands of dollars in back taxes to the county. The people who elected you would like to know why appointments become, in practice, lifetime appointments. The people who elected you would like to know what criteria you use in choosing EDA board members. The people who elected you would like to hear the questions you ask of and the answers given by prospective candidates. Please do something. The EDA has a very tough job to do. It's not easy to bring economic development to Warren County. It's a tough job. We need the right people on the EDA board. You all need to get control of the situation. It's time to shine a light under the rock. It's time to lift up the rug and sweep out the dirt. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?